What were Bela Karolyi's training methods? If you're curious about the training methods of the legendary gymnastics coach Bela Karolyi, you're about to uncover some fascinating and sometimes controversial techniques that shaped the world of women's gymnastics. Bela Karolyi's approach to training was rooted in his early days as a coach in Romania under the communist regime. Here, sports were a matter of national pride, and training was a lifelong commitment. Karolyi and his wife, Martha, would often scout schoolyards and playgrounds for young girls who showed a natural talent for gymnastics. They would then take these girls under their wing, training them intensively from a very young age. One of the key aspects of Karolyi's method was introducing gymnastics to girls as young as 6 or 7 years old. He believed that by starting early, he could mold these young athletes into Olympic champions. This approach was revolutionary at the time, as most gymnasts began training in their mid-teens. The younger girls, with their smaller and more agile bodies, could perform complex movements like somersaults and back flips with relative ease and fewer injuries. Karolyi's training was highly structured and demanding. He established a national institute for gymnastics training in Romania and later in the United States, where he and Martha would oversee the training of young gymnasts. The training regimen was intense, with athletes often training multiple times a day. In the U.S., this included monthly training sessions at the Karolyi Ranch, where athletes would participate in pressure-packed evaluations and receive feedback from a team of specialists. Karolyi's coaching style was known for being strict and sometimes harsh. Athletes were often encouraged to train through injuries, and there were strict controls over their diet, including mandatory weigh-ins. This environment, while producing remarkable results, also led to criticisms and concerns about the well-being of the athletes, with some developing eating disorders and experiencing verbal abuse. The Karolyis also emphasized the importance of mental preparation. Martha Karolyi explained that the goal was to make training so comprehensive that, by the time the athletes reached competitions, they could perform almost automatically, without feeling the stress of the moment. This mental toughness was a cornerstone of their coaching philosophy. In addition to the physical and mental training, the Karolyis paid close attention to every detail, including the athlete's appearance. At the Karolyi Ranch, gymnasts were encouraged to look professional at all times, often wearing makeup and slicking back their hair into ponytails, even during training sessions. This was part of the broader message of discipline and readiness. Bela Karolyi's methods, though controversial, undeniably transformed the sport of women's gymnastics. His approach to early and intensive training, combined with a strict and disciplined coaching style, produced some of the most successful gymnasts in history. However, it's also important to acknowledge the criticisms and the impact these methods had on the athletes' well-being.